Israel launched new strikes on Hezbollah targets in Lebanon following the attack on northern Israel early on Sunday. The Israeli military said that the terrorist organizations fired some 115 projectiles towards civilian areas in northern Israel. Lebanese group Hezbollah has exchanged regular fire with Israeli forces throughout the Gaza conflict, but the cross-border violence has intensified in recent days. The authorities said 4 people were injured from shrapnels during the night. An Iraqi coalition of pro-Iran armed group claimed the drone attack against Israel. The Israeli Civil Defense Agency has ordered all schools in the country's north closed following the rocket fire and intensifying cross-border violence. Meanwhile, the death toll rose to 45 from Israeli strike. In fact, on Beirut's southern suburbs this week, the strikes targeted Hezbollah military commanders in the region. And thousands of people sought shelter from Hezbollah rockets fired from Lebanon into northern Israel on Sunday. UN official warned of imminent regional catastrophe from the worsening violence. Israel has signaled its intention to turn its focus to Iran-backed Hezbollah after nearly a year of cross-border fire that began with the outbreak of the war between Israel and Palestinian Hamas militants in Gaza Strip. Following the exchange of strikes, Israeli president on Sunday said Lebanon has been hijacked by Hezbollah. He further stressed that Israel does not want war with Lebanon.
Israel is not interested to be at war with Lebanon. I'm actually saying something very, very clear. We do not want to get into a war with Lebanon, but Lebanon has been hijacked by a terror organization, which is also a political party in Lebanon called Hezbollah. It's been armed to its teeth by the Iranian empire of evil. And all of these leaders were eradicated on Friday by the Israeli attack. All of these leaders were meeting together in order to launch the same horrific, horrendous attack that we had on October 7th by Hamas.
All right, DD India correspondent Akshay Dongre will be joining us shortly. But meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said on Sunday that Israel has struck Hezbollah in ways it never imagined. Highlighting the intensity of recent military actions against the group, he said, if Hezbollah has not understood the message, I promise you it will understand the message. Israeli Defense Minister said on Sunday that Hezbollah feels hunted amid escalating tensions and rocket fire from Lebanon into Israel. Meanwhile, the Israeli military released video on Sunday showing multiple interceptions of rockets fired by Lebanon-based Hezbollah. Over the course of the night, Israel and Hezbollah exchanged heavy fire into Sunday, with the Israeli warplanes carrying out the most intense bombardment in almost a year of conflict across Lebanon's south and Hezbollah firing rockets deep into northern Israel. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, in an interview, said that lack of accountability of UN staff killings is Gaza unacceptable. He also stressed on effective investigation and accountability for deaths.
Fortunately, the institutions we have shown an enormous difficulty in making sure that accountability takes place. We have courts, but we see that the decisions of courts are not respected. And it is this kind of limbo of accountability that is totally unacceptable, and that requires also a serious reflection, namely in the context of the Summit of the Future and in the context of all attempts to do a serious reform of our institutions.
All right. As I was mentioning, our correspondent Akshay Dongre is joining us from newsroom to give us more updates on what is happening. Hi, Akshay. Israel said that we don't want to fight, but Lebanon has been hijacked by Hezbollah. What could you make of this particular statement, and what is the current update on what is happening on that front, wherein Israel and Hezbollah they are engaged in a full-fledged fight, and there are bombardments, projectiles, rockets and firing happening. What all is happening? Just give us an update of that.
Well, so that's absolutely right. The Israeli government is, rather, has been saying that they do not want to fight or they do not want a war or conflict with Lebanon. Now, a country that is on the northern parts of Israel, that shares the northern border with Israel, and both of the countries have had historical problems as well, especially with Hezbollah using Lebanon as its launch pad as far as its attacks into Israel are concerned. Now, starting from the 7th October attack, we saw when the attack was launched by Hamas, into the Israeli territory. Also, projectiles were launched into Israel by Hezbollah. Now, it's not just that. We have also seen that Hezbollah has been targeting the shipping containers that have been passing through the neighboring regions. We have seen many of these ships have also been struck by projectiles, including missiles and rockets. And that is what Israel is hinting at right now, that it did not want a war with Lebanon. However, with Hezbollah using the territory of Lebanon as its launch pad, or using Lebanon as a safe haven, they're forced to act. So that is in fact going to be one of the statements that is going to be very crucial as far as the understanding of today's context is concerned. We are seeing, and it has been mentioned by the Israeli government, that the gravity of war is moving towards the northern part of Israel from south. Now, what it means is that from the conflict that was there in Gaza, the conflict is now moving towards Lebanon, that is on the northern parts, along with Syria, that also shares the northern part of Israel as far as the borders are concerned. So the situation is catastrophic. In fact, a catastrophic
situation is grim.
As it has been said by the United Nations.
Yeah,
So
definitely, Akshay. You're right, Akshay. You're right. The situation is grim, and we have to further see that what could happen. As of now, Israel has said that they don't want any fight, any conflict with Lebanon, but is such that the region is now being captured by Hezbollah, who's thinking that it's a safe haven for them. But thank you so much. As of now, we leave it there.